Hello, everyone. Let's talk about structured topic modeling, and we'll try to learn the basics of structured topic modeling. And I will take you through the process of applying a structured topic modeling on your data. Structured topic modeling technically is the extension to the traditional way of topic modeling or thematic development, which incorporates the document's metadata, which we usually save in a Microsoft Excel sheet. Okay. And most of the time, this structured topic modeling is used to understand how topics they vary across the different documents, and we can always play with different features within it. For example, first thing is which we are more interested in structured topic modeling to identify the thematic development or the changes in a topic over the specific time period, which we call topic prevalence, which we will be calculating in structured topic modeling. We can understand that how different themes are there in one research topic and how these themes are evolve over the year. The second thing is differences in thematic development within different disciplines. Similarly, we can identify the development of the topics or themes within different methodologies or different circumstances or different institutional or regional differences. These are major possibilities which we explore through structured topic modeling. Consider a situation where we use bibliometric analysis in order to identify the thematic development with the help of centrality and density. Mainly when we talked about structured topic modeling, the basic concepts are similar. We will be working with the metadata and try to uncover themes. The key advantages of this structured topic modeling is actually it identifies the thematic shift or the shift in the literature or maybe the new developments in the literature using machine learning technique, and it might be possible you miss some of these details with the manual coding. This has an advantage over the manual thematic development, and it also quantifies the relationship between documents based on the covariation or the centrality or density or frequency of the topics. It can give us statistical measures. For example, it can give us topic prevalence and correlations. It can also identifies or the possibility of learning from thousands of the documents at the same time, which is very hectic in the manual process. And it always reproduce results, which means that it is a scientific methodology. And a STEM package in R will provide you comprehensive functionality to implement STEM analysis, not STEM, STM analysis with options for topic correlation, content regression, or very advanced visualization. I will take you through all the process and I will apply this from the basics. There are 5 different phases of STM implementation using R. So I'll be using R package, which we have learned how we have already downloaded and installed the R package. The videos are already being uploaded. So we'll be using R package. And from this R package, we'll be working on a structured topic modeling using STM package. But the first step to implement STM in R, we need to prepare the document. We need to use the document preparation strategies. The first thing is to export the document. Just to give you a quick illustration, what I did is this is the Scopus data. I have already exported all these documents, which were part of a search strategy, which is basically a supply chain management, digitalization, and AI. So there are 212 research articles available, and I will include all the metadata and export this part. Most of the time we are using this Excel sheet in bibliometric analysis, but this time we need to prepare it and we just need to keep the metadata which we are going to use or which we are going to apply for covariation within the STEM process. I'll be deleting everything other than article title to make it very simple. Abstract, author, keyword. I will just rename it keyword. And rest of the information, I'm just going to delete it to make it simple, but you can use any other criteria or any other columns as well as per your understanding. We can always play with these options or the number of data column we want to keep in our search. This is called metadata. So I'm using these column title, abstract, keywords, and year. This is a very basic structured topic modeling analysis. That's why I'm using very few columns. But if you want to increase the number of data analysis techniques or covariations, you can always increase more. And I'll be saving this file as a CSV file, but STM file. Okay. Now, this is the first step. We call it data preparation. This is the first step. I'm going to use it. The document corpus format, which is data corpus, which we are going to use for structured topic modeling. And then these are a few important options: tokenization, stemming, and stop word removal. These are to create a Word document matrix. So prepare this text. This is first step. But to start it in R package, we need to install these packages. I've already mentioned these packages. We'll just quickly copy these and use R package. All these packages are being installed. Once we install these packages, the next step is to open required libraries. I'll just quickly click on this and it will open all the load all these required libraries which are required to run our analysis. And the third step is to read from the data file. I'll be copying this and it will ask you to provide the file path. So this is the file path. I've already uploaded this file now. So it start reading from this file. You can see that these are 4 different columns and this is the data. You can see 212 observation and 4 different variables. So once this data is being loaded, I can move to the next step. The next step is prepare a data matrix. So this step will allow us to prepare a data matrix. So to prepare the data matrix, we need to merge every column here. And to merge these columns, I'll be using this prompt and I'll be just pasting this prompt. What this prompt will do, it will take all these data, title, abstract, keywords, and make it one column for you. Now we have one data column and another column is for the year. Now in STEM, there are a few key terms which are already repeated and we need to stop them for further analysis. For example, is, am, are, review, literature, study, to exclude, use. These are a few words which I don't want to be included in my further analysis because these words are not meaningful for my analysis. You can include as many as words you want to, but you just need to add them in inverted commas and then use a comma as a separator between the word. Copy this one. I'm using a very simple list. So these are keywords with when you will run the analysis, and if you see the keywords which are not required in your analysis, you can always remove them and now these words are not being included in the further analysis. This is called stop wording. Now we are set to move for remove custom stop words from single document. So now we can copy this one and we can paste this one. Once we paste this one with this prompt, it will automatically stop all these keywords which I have mentioned earlier from my further analysis. We will be creating a data matrix. Before this, we are good to go with the process of initial step data preparation or text preparation. We have completed this step. And the next step is we need to select the covariation. We are using publication year journal methodology. You can use any of these, but we are using only 4: title, abstract, keywords, and year. Before we move on, remember the structured topic modeling actually creates a data corpus basically based on the words, and it divides all words available in one document into columns, and then each document will be another row. If we have 212 documents, it means that it will create 212 rows, but many columns based on the number of words available in each document. To do that, you just need to copy this code and paste in your R package. Now your data corpus is created. Now you are good to go with this step 2. Now the step 2 is to select the covariation or to select the model. Now this is our next step where we are going to prepare the data frame, metadata, and this data frame is based on the year and the metadata available in the data frame. We copy this one and paste it here. So it will automatically create your data term matrix and metadata model. Okay, so this is our model. And now we can handle missing values if there are any missing value, but in our case, there are no missing values. So this is not required. But if it is possible, you can just continue running with this. And next step is to convert your data into document matrix for the STM format. Use this prompt and this syntax, and now your data is ready to run the structure topic model. And this is the model which we fit. We need to move to step 3. Once we have our model criteria clarified, the next step is to clarify model specification. And the most important part here is to select the K. K is the number of themes which you want to develop from the data. For example, I'm running for K is equal to 3, but if you want to run for K is equal to 4 or 5, you can work with that as well. And for the topic prevalence and other criteria, you can see that this is the model which I've already listed. It will create 3 models from your data. So copy this and paste it here, and your data is being divided into 3 different topics. So if you want to add some more topics, you can always change the number K. Okay, the K is dependent on your topic. Now, for the most important keywords, if we learn from the output here, you can see that the topic 1, digit supply chain. So these are different key terms. You can see that the 20 iterations were completed, and topic 1 is with these keywords, topic 2 is with these keywords, and topic 3 is with these keywords. Now we have divided our data into different topics, so you can always work with this initial output. And from here, you can always mention the name of the topics you want to name, the topic 1 or topic 2 or topic 3 up to your requirements. If you know what these keywords composed of, or you are aware of the theme name, you need to use that to generate the topic, generate the name. For me, let's just keep it topic 1, 2, 3 for now. Topic A, for example, topic B, and topic C. I'm giving the names to these topics. This is the topic descriptions. This is a script for topic description. Now I have topic description identified, and these are the names of the topic I have given to these topics. So I'll just copy this and paste this one. Now the system has already given the name to these topics based on my requirement. Now we have 3 topic A, topic B, and topic C. Obviously, you can change the name based on your own requirement. We have identified the model specification. Then we start model estimation. Okay, so we have already identified the key, and we have already given the name to these themes. The next one is to run the model. Now to run the model, we have many different possibilities, but first thing is let's generate topic prevalence. So copy the first code and click here, and you will see the topic prevalence here. Now you can see these are 3 different topics. Topic 1, which is we named it the topic A from 2005 to 2025. This is how this topic was emerged, means that the trends are increasing. Here the trends are decreasing, and for the third one also trends are decreasing based on the topic description and the topic name. Okay. And this is the first outcome. So next step is we can always generate some topic prevalences. Okay, similar, but this is more detailed. And if you are okay with that, the next step is to extract the topic prevalence with proportions. So copy this one. Now this is for calculating the topic proportions. So copy all these code from here until here. You can see the topic proportion. So the output is telling us that topic A have 39% of content and 34%, and this is the proportion 26% in topic C. And then you can use forex. Now you can use top word command for frex. Frex is basically frequency and exclusivity, which is word frequency and how exclusive this word is. Exclusivity means that how much is related or connected with the other themes. And this is how we calculate this. Just copy and paste, and you will see that it is calculating. Now we have highest probability chain supplying digit, and FERX means that the frequency and exclusivity of the keywords. These are the main keywords, and these are the top keywords. All these topics have these top keywords which are being displayed here. Now, once we have this, next step is to plot the topic coherence and exclusivity and a map or network based on topic coherence and exclusivity. Once you copy this, and you will see another topic, another output, which is telling us the thematic coherence and exclusivity of the topic, how these topics are related and which topic have more coherence or exclusive. We can also load a covariation table. Just copy this one and paste it here, and it will automatically calculate the covariation table. This covariation table is actually telling us how these topics covariates with each other. Topic 1, 2, and 3. So 1 and 2 have minus 5.55 correlation, and minus 1, 3 have a 1 and 3 topic have minus 0.50 correlations. This is the covariation of these topics, or the correlations of these themes. You can easily understand and interpret these themes. We can also create a topic network by using this script. Just copy this script and to calculate the network of relationship between different topics. It's very simple analysis, but it's very powerful in terms of systematic analysis. These are a few important notes and important extractions from structure topic modeling. You can use this structure topic modeling to generate these output, and always whenever you submit this research article to any journal for publication, please add the script which I am providing you with this video. Please provide that script and write that script at the appendix in your research article. So this will give you another advantage using machine learning technique or structure topic modeling technique. And once the model estimation is being done, the final part is interpretation and visualization. So visualization, you can always copy from here, from the output. So all your tables and graphs are already stored here. You can always export them, and later on you can use them in your research article. And similarly, once we export these, I will give you a template of interpreting all these results. They are very powerful and useful results in your research articles. These are 5 steps through which we can implement structure topic modeling process. So please apply these steps and use this script. If there is any problem, you can always send us an email at info@theopera.org, and I will help you to troubleshoot your problem. Whenever you are working with any text-based data, structure topic modeling is a really powerful tool to analyze the thematic development and how the data is being emerged over the year, and how these topics and themes are correlated with each other. And you can take many different visualization from our code. These are very basic codes. I'm not making it difficult for you. Just copy these codes and paste in your R file, and then you will get this done. Thank you very much. I hope this will work. And if you have any difficulties, please let us know, and I will try to troubleshoot your problem. And I hope so you can use this method to write a really good structured topic modeling or a systematic literature review research article.